college football fans, black and gold fans, welcome in to the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog, the only channel created for the fans, by the fans, the channel where we examine, discuss, celebrate, and honor all things college football across the entire college football landscape. Welcome back, y'all. I'm your usual host, Blair Parks. Holla at you, boy. And this is my 2024 college football season premiere episode. Here we are on August 1st. We are 23 days from week 0 football. That's right, the college football season is nigh. It is here. What a long and miserable off season it has been. I'm feeling like I'm in true form. I hope you are too. And I cannot wait for football to be officially here in a matter of weeks. No longer weeks, months, or a year. It is weeks away. Cannot wait. Once again, welcome back to the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog. This will be my 4th season on the air with you, black and gold and college football fans alike. If you've been searching for a welcome area, a place to gather to express your love, your opinion, your likes, your dislikes about all things college football, welcome home. You have found it here in the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot believe it is August and college football is in the air. Woo! Ric Flair style. That's all I got to say. And as I mentioned, today is a big episode. It is my season premiere episode. And I thought today I would just start off swinging for the fences right out of the gate. Go for the gold, so to speak, in the spirit of the ongoing Olympics currently. I'm going to go ahead and unveil to you my 2024 predicted college football playoff field. The first season of the expanded college football playoff to 12 teams. It was a long time coming, and there is a lot to bring you up to speed on if you've been in hibernation or under a rock for the last few months to a year with all of the changes that are now upon us for this upcoming season. And before I say any more, I'd like to say thank you to all of you who continue to make the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog a great success, as Barat would say, but I need your help. Let's go ahead and continue to spread the word. Please like, share, subscribe, rate. I want to find more college football fans just like you, so I need your help. And thank you for your continued support, your time, your attention, because without you, none of this would be possible. You, the fan, you are the one who drive these episodes. So as always, I always welcome, ask for, and want your feedback, and I want to hear from you. So please exercise your college football voice. Comment down below to anything that I may point out or state during this episode. I promise you I will get back to each and every one of you much sooner than later, individually, because without you, once again, this is not possible. You're the reason why I do this, and thank you for being with me, letting me, your average Joe, be here with you and share my love for all things college football on the weekly. All right, so here we go. The first season of the expanded college football playoff. Up to 12 teams from 4. We now have the Power 4 conferences. Gone is the Pac-12 in the offseason. So the Pac-12 has now gone the way of the Big East back in the day. They both have gone the way of the Dodo. So once there were 5, now there is 4 Power conferences across the college football landscape. Oh, it's so crazy. And plus the conference expansion that we've seen, and we knew this was coming. I mean, for Big Ten fans like myself, we've known for 2 years about USC and UCLA, the Los Angeles schools, coming into the Big Ten. But still, it seems just so foreign. It's going to take so much getting used to. I mean, just seeing the USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington, their colors, their teams, their coaches represented at Big Ten Media Days last week was something it's going to take a little getting used to. And just like the SEC, they welcome Texas and Oklahoma. The Big 12 welcomes a lot of old remnants of the Pac-12. They welcome Arizona, Arizona State. Colorado comes back to the Big 12. And Utah also comes with them. So yeah, a lot on the horizon, a lot to unpack and a lot to get used to. But I'm so excited, and I'm really, really looking forward to this season, how it plays out leading up to the college football playoff. And just for me to kind of take a chance at that point to look back and see how close was I in forecasting the 12-team playoff field. All right, so before I go ahead and unveil those to you, the 12 that I think will receive and earn that invite and a place at the round table, like King Arthur and his Knights of Camelot of old, I need to go ahead and share with you my first 4 teams out. So this would be teams 13 through 16 who were right there in the running until the very end, but just are going to come up a tad bit short to earn their place at that table. My first team out, and please, during this episode, once again, like, share, comment, subscribe. Please comment below. I can't wait to hear from you. My first team out will be the Alabama Crimson Tide. An off-season change has absolutely affected them as well. Stepped down into retirement, riding off into the sunset, has gone the GOAT, Nick Saban. Enter Kalen DeBoer, previously of the Washington Huskies. So a brand new administration there in Tuscaloosa. I like Alabama to be right there, but I think they're going to come up maybe a game or two short. And I know some people basically expect or think that Alabama's going to fall off the cliff or a ledge. That's not going to happen. Yes, this Alabama team this year could lose 2 to 3 games in the regular season, but that is still a solid year. I expect them to be in it to the very end, but come up just a little bit short. My next team out from the 12-team playoff will be the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who remain an independent in college football. But I don't believe that's going to stay for within 5 years. They're going to join a conference. They are because they're necessarily going to be pushed into that. But this year, I think Notre Dame definitely could probably go 10-2. But I think they're just going to lack the extra data points and extra check marks that'll push them over the edge to earn a seat at that table. Primarily, not being able to claim a conference championship. Because they're being an independent, there is not a conference championship game for Notre Dame or the other remaining independents. This year, Army now has even joined a conference. How crazy is that? All right, so I think Notre Dame will be close, but come up a little bit short. My third team out, and pause for 1 second, I don't like to say this, but I do have to occasionally. If this is your first time joining me here on the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog, obviously, I'm an Iowa fan, right? But I am not that Homer Simpson fan. First and foremost, I am a college football fan. I can be subjective, and here's a good explanation and reason why. All right, the situation is my third team out will be my Iowa Hawkeyes. Now, yes, have they been the laughingstock of college football offensively the last 2 to 3 seasons? Absolutely, and they've earned that. I mean, their offense, quite frankly, has been offensive, all right? But when you look at what Iowa returns, they are in the top 10 this season with returning production on both sides of the ball. I mean, their linebacker and their entire back seven, all right, on defense probably is not just the best in the Big Ten, but arguably could be the best in the entire country. If their offense can just stay on track and just be average, they're going to have a good season. And plus, the Big Ten offices there in Chicago definitely blessed them with a very doable conference schedule. They don't play Michigan, they don't play Penn State, they don't play Oregon or USC. Yes, they travel to Ohio State, and they do have one legit non-conference game. But other than that, Iowa, I think, is going to have a very strong comeback season. As long as that offense and Caden McNamara and incoming backup quarterback transfer from Northwestern, Brendan Sullivan, can stay healthy, they're going to be fine. Because you know why? Gone is quarterback Deacon Hill. So I think Iowa, 10-2, 9-3, I expect a very solid season to be in the running for the playoff, but come up short for the Hawkeyes. And my fourth and final team out from the college football playoff will be the Liberty Flames. Last year, they were the darlings of the group of five. They went undefeated. They did represent the group of five in the New Year's Six Bowl game against Oregon. But did you see their schedule last year? It's really the same as this year. They do not play a single Power 4 opponent. At least I believe they do not. I'm going to check that here while I get that teed up here. But yeah, I think Liberty, we're going to see something I think that could be very, very unique. Because in seasons past, the automatic bid has always gone to the highest ranked non-Power 5 conference champion. And I do think Liberty this season could even go undefeated, maybe have one loss, and still not earn the berth into the college football playoff. Because it really comes down to that soft schedule of theirs. Now, there's soft, there's Charmin soft, and then there's pie crust soft. I mean, they have a pie crust soft schedule. I'm looking at it right now here. I just don't want to be misquoted. I mean, I do my own stunts here in the Touchdown Black and Go vlog. I don't do any retakes. I don't do any edits. I don't do any dress rehearsals. I just click, record, and send. But, yep, looking at their schedule, they do not play a single Power 4 opponent. On their schedule is Kennesaw State. This is their first year at the FBS level. Sam Houston, UMass, I mean, where's their competition? Excuse me there. I just don't see the competition for Liberty. And that's why I believe that with this expanded playoff, the schedule is going to matter more than it ever has, because it has to. You have so much more teams that are going to be in the running to earn a right to play in the playoff. The strength of schedule, especially to me, non-conference wins, that really has to matter. And I think that's going to hurt Liberty, even though this is a team that could end up with one loss or even go undefeated as a conference champion. But I think the Flames will be left out this season because of that schedule. So let me know what you think to this point. That's my first 4 teams out of the college football playoff. And now, a little drum roll. Let me unveil to you my predicted 2024 college football playoff field. So, what the criteria is, or the makeup and model of this, is the 4 Power 4. Man, that's so strange to get used to saying Power 4. The 4 Power 4 conference champions receive automatic bids. The top 4 seeds will get a first round bye and not have to worry about playing that extra game to basically win and survive. All right, so let me go ahead and unveil to you first my top 4 seeds who I believe will claim the conference titles. Now, before I do that, I'm also going to say something, and I'm going to expand on this in a couple weeks when I have my bold predictions episode. Nobody this season at the Power 4 level is going to go undefeated. I think there's 2 teams that have really separated themselves with what they have returning, what they added to their rosters during the portal in the offseason. But their schedules are so difficult, nobody is going to go unscathed. That's why, once again, I think schedules are going to matter so much more this season. They just have to. All right. Gone is, well, traditionally you play in the strongest conference. So if you go 7-1 in that conference, you've got to be a good team. That's gone. All right? Can't happen any longer. So my top 4 seeds, the 4 Power 4 conference champions. Number 1, I think the number 1 seed will ultimately go to the Ohio State Buckeyes, who I forecast will win the Big Ten Conference. I think on their way to get there, they will defeat Michigan and win at Penn State during the regular season, which will get them to the Big Ten title game. Thing about Ohio State is they don't really have a marquee non-conference matchup or a chance to get that victory, but I still think they will pick up 1 loss. So I think Ohio State will be the number 1 seed. The number 2 seed, I believe, will come from the SEC, the Georgia Bulldogs. I think how they're going to get there, I expect that they will pick up a big non-con victory opening week against Clemson on a neutral site. And I think during the regular season, they will end up getting wins at Alabama and at home against newcomer Texas in the SEC conference tilts. So that's how I think they will get there. And all of these, I will tell you who I believe will beat them. Because as I said, none of these teams are going to go undefeated. It's just not going to happen. All right? And those 2 teams, I believe, have really separated themselves, Ohio State and Georgia, but their schedules are absolutely just murderer's row, especially Georgia. I mean, Georgia having to go to Alabama. They play Texas at home. They go to Ole Miss. I mean, just a daunting schedule for the Bulldogs. My number 3 seed, representing the ACC, will be the Florida State Seminoles. Renegade and Chief Osceola, I think they will get it done this season. Non-conference victory is what I think will raise them up some good quality W's. Non-conference, I believe they will defeat Memphis out of the American Athletic. And you can hold on to why. I'll tell you here shortly why I believe that's going to be a big victory. And I believe they will win on the road in South Bend at Notre Dame. So not 1, but 2 big non-conference victories. And I think they will defeat Clemson at home within ACC conference play. Now my 4th and final Power 4 conference champion who will get the bye, representing the Big 12. Here's a little bit of a first surprise for you. All right, and I've got a few of them here. I'm going to say this, Hawkeye fans, but I like our in-state rivals, the Iowa State Cyclones, to claim the Big 12 Conference Championship. I do. I already mentioned, and I know some Hawkeye fans are saying, the blasphemy. How could you pick the gold and red? I'm sorry, but as I mentioned about our own Hawkeyes, having within the top 10 and most returning production, Iowa State is a top 5 team when it comes down to returning production and depth on both sides of the ball. I think they're going to be a really, really good team. I do. I think this has a chance to be Matt Campbell's best team he's had there at Ames, Iowa. And I think they're due for a big run. As far as getting there, I think they will. This is a little spoiler alert. I will have an in-depth Iowa Hawkeye season preview coming up very soon here on the channel. But I do think Iowa State will get a victory against our Hawkeyes in Iowa City for a big non-con victory. And I think they will end up beating Kansas State at home and winning at Kansas, which I believe this year will be played in Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, roughly about a 3-hour drive for me since I live currently in the Show Me State of Missouri. I might try to go check out that game. You never know. All right, so those are my 4 conference champions. Number 1, Ohio State, 2, Georgia, 3, Florida State, 4, Iowa State. Please comment, like, share below. Let me know what you think about my top 4 seeds for the college football playoff. Now, moving on. Let's move on to numbers 5 through 12. Now, one of these remaining spots has to go to the the representative from the non-Power 5 group of schools. So you basically then are going to have 5 through 10 are going to be at-larges, or 5 through 11, and 12 or higher is going to be that group of 5 representative. So let me unveil to you my first at-large bid at number 5. I like the SEC runner-up, the Texas Longhorns. I think Texas will make a deep run in the SEC all the way to the title game because, A, they are a very good team, even though they did lose a lot last season to the NFL and also some transfers. But the schedule gods for the SEC definitely took a little bit of pity on them, especially compared to their arch rival Oklahoma, their first year in the SEC. I think getting to the SEC title game, a big-time factor, which is going to have them as my first at-large bid. I do expect early in the season, week 2, the best non-conference matchup we have all season, bar none. Texas travels to the Big House to take on the reigning national champion, Michigan Wolverines in Ann Arbor. And I do believe Texas is going to find a way to win that game early in the season, primarily because Michigan will be still figuring out its quarterback situation moving forward. If it was late in the season, I might like Michigan to win this game, but early, I like UT to get it done. And during conference play, I do like them to defeat their arch rival Oklahoma in Dallas and win at their other arch rival. A rivalry game renewed, travel to College Station and take care of the Texas A&M Aggies. So I believe I do have Texas losing to Georgia, I believe, in Austin is their only regular season loss. Number 6, my second at-large team, I like the Big Ten runner-up, and that is the Fighting Oregon Ducks. That's right. I think this team is locked and loaded. I mean, when you look at all these predicted top 25 polls that will be officially drafted and released very soon, everybody has Ohio State and Oregon top 5, top 4 teams. I believe the Ohio State at Oregon game about midway through the season will be the conference matchup of the season in all of college football. I think that game will go further than any other conference game that we have to look forward to. So to get to the Big Ten title game and to get to the number 6 seed, I do like Oregon to pick up not 1 but 2 impressive non-conference victories. I do like them to travel to Corvallis to beat their in-state rival, the Oregon State Beavers. And I do like them to defeat the Boise State Broncos. Yes, it's not on the blue turf. It's at Autzen Stadium. And the reason why I think that'll be a big-time victory, I do predict that Boise State will either win the Mountain West Conference championship title or at least advance to the Mountain West title game. So that will be a very good non-con victory as well. And I think conference victories, I do believe that Oregon will defeat Ohio State, mighty Ohio State, in Autzen Stadium halfway through the season, and that'll be Ohio State's only regular season loss. Now, number 7, my third at-large team, comes out of the SEC, and this is a little bit of a surprise. I've seen some experts and some pundits say that this team will be in the playoff, but nobody really has had them this high. Number 7, my third at-large team from the SEC, is the LSU Tigers. I know, last year you talk about night and day difference, black and white, as far as outstanding offense with the previous Heisman Trophy winner, but just a putrid defense. I mean, night and day, right and wrong, all right? But I think this year's LSU team is locked and loaded for a big comeback season to put it all together. Their defense cannot be that bad again, and they have plenty of opportunities. I mean, they have a lot of big games, and most of them are in Death Valley down there in Baton Rouge. For LSU to get there, I think they will pick up not one but two impressive non-con victories. It's a very strange schedule this year for LSU. They play not one but both of the LA schools, UCLA and USC, now in the Big Ten, which is still crazy. They play them both. One they play in Vegas. I believe they play USC in Las Vegas, and they welcome UCLA to Tiger Stadium. I think they will take care of both of those Big Ten schools, and I think they will defeat Ole Miss and Oklahoma at home. All right, so they have a lot of good opportunities, and they also host Alabama as well. I don't know if LSU is going to be able to knock off Bama, but I do think they will give Ole Miss and Oklahoma losses, or victories, I should say. And that might be Ole Miss's only loss during the regular season. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. So moving on, number 8 seed, my fourth at-large, goes to the reigning national champions, the Michigan Wolverines out of the Big Ten. Michigan, they do have that huge contest, as I mentioned, in non-conference when they host Texas, but I do think they will lose that. But if they happen to win that game, I think they can be maybe potentially number 5, the first team out, or I should say the first at-large team. We'll have to wait and see. But what I like Michigan to do, I like them to lose against UT, against Texas at home, but I do believe that they will defeat Oregon and USC and the Big House, and I believe that'll be Oregon's only loss of the regular season. So I do expect Michigan to have 2 regular season losses, explaining why they will still earn an at-large berth and seed. Moving on, number 9, my 5th at-large spot goes from the ACC. That's right. I think the ACC will get 2 bids. Most people believe it's a 1-bid league, either between the aforementioned Florida State Seminoles, who I have, or the Clemson Tigers. I don't. I think number 9 will go to the Miami Hurricanes. I believe will be back this season. I mean, Coach Mario Cristobal has been building that identity, that culture, and enter former Washington State quarterback Cam Ward, who is an absolute stud. I think Miami's locked and loaded and primed for a big-time year, and this is what I think they will do, how they will climb the ladder and make the college football playoff. They have a huge opportunity to score a big non-conference victory. Week 1, they travel to the Swamp to take on their in-state rival, the Florida Gators. Can't wait to see that game. I believe it's 2:30 on week 1. I will be absolutely glued in for that. And then I believe they will score 2 big conference victories at home in ACC play. I believe that they will defeat Florida State and Virginia Tech. But as I mentioned, I think Florida State will defeat them the second time they play in the ACC title game. That's why they will be the 3 seed in getting the bye. Just like Ohio State and Oregon, I think Oregon beats Ohio State in the regular season, but then Ohio State returns the favor against Oregon, getting the 1 seed and winning the Big Ten. So here we go. Let's continue. Please like, share, review, comment. I can't wait to hear from you. College football, black and gold fans alike, please light up those comments. Make sure to click that notification button. Moving on, my number 10 seed, the next at-large from the mighty SEC, will go to Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss Rebels. I think they are ready to finally announce themselves on the big stage. They've been so close the last couple seasons, winning 10 games, that if these playoffs would have been in place the last couple seasons, they absolutely would be there. I think they get to the promised land this year, and here's why. I believe that they will score a huge conference victory. I think they will defeat Georgia at home down there in Oxford, the The Grove will be going crazy. They'll be celebrating, partying like it's 1999. So I think they will defeat Georgia and they will defeat Oklahoma, both at home. So that's how I like Ole Miss to get there with that huge victory. And they do play at Wake Forest in non-conference. I mean, at least they're playing a Power 4 opponent. I give them that, and on the road. But still, I don't know how much defeating Wake Forest really is going to help them, but it'll help. Number 11, that's right. This is my last at-large bid, and who is it going to go to? I know you're clinging to the edge of your seat. Maybe your butts are puckering a little bit. But I like my last at-large to come out of the Big 12. That's right. I think the Big 12 will get 2 bids. A lot of people believe it's either going to be potentially K-State, Utah, or Iowa State. I do not. I believe Iowa State will win, but I like my 11th seed to go to the Oklahoma State Cowboys. And here's why. Maybe you're about to see an overlapping theme here. I already told you about Iowa State, top 5 in returning production, but right there along with them is the Oklahoma State Cowboys. They have top 5 production as well. Their entire offensive line is back. They have the best running back in the nation in Ollie Gordon. Also, they have 7th-year quarterback Alex Bowman, the showman, pulling a Van Wilder for us. So I like Oklahoma State. I think with that much experience and depth, that is what I think is really going to navigate unknown, unfamiliar waters in a lot of these conferences that have added new teams. I think that is what's going to be the steadying force. I think Utah will come up a little bit short. I think they might struggle just a little bit. And I think K-State is going to drop off just a little bit. So number 11, I like Oklahoma State. I do believe they'll get a decent non-conference victory at home against Arkansas, who isn't the Arkansas of your father or grandfather. Coach Sam Pittman's in a lot of hot water. That seat's getting very hot down there in Arkansas. So I think they will defeat Arkansas from the SEC. And in conference play, I do think Oklahoma State, they have a big 3-game stretch. Now, I don't know if they're going to win all 3, but I think they will win at least 2 of these 3. They play these 3 heavyweights in consecutive weeks without an off week. They host Utah, travel to Kansas State, and then host West Virginia. And that's all of the first 6 games of the year. So the second half of their schedule is very, very moderate to the end, near bottom of the Big 12. So that's why I think they will face off with Iowa State in the Big 12 title game. So now, last but certainly not least, my number 12 seed, representing the non-Power 5 conferences, I like American Athletic Champion, the Memphis Tigers with quarterback Seth Hannigan. I mean, I'm telling you guys, if you have not seen this offense work, they are a thing of beauty. And he is a great maestro, a great conductor in front of that orchestra and band. I think they're going to really shock a lot of people. They're going to score plenty of points, but will they be able to make enough stops? And plus, their schedule within the AAC is as difficult as it comes. So let me go ahead and tell you what they're up against, all right? Now, first, in the non-conference, they have a great opportunity to make a lot of noise and to announce their presence early in non-conference. They do travel to take on my predicted ACC champion. They play at Florida State inside Doak Walker down there in Tallahassee. Can't wait to watch that game. So that is going to be a loss. And I already told you that's why I think that Memphis victory, or the victory against Memphis, for Florida State is going to go a long way getting them that 3 seed, because I really, really like this Memphis team. And within conference, Memphis has to travel to South Florida, who's going to be a very good team, to UTSA, the Roadrunners, and also to Tulane to take on the Green Wave down there in Louisiana and New Orleans. So I can't wait to watch this Memphis team. And the thing is, that's why I believe they're going to get the nod over a potentially undefeated Liberty team. That Memphis is going to have at least one, if not two losses, but still win the AAC. Because of that strength of schedule, they have to be given the nod. I mean, I'm sorry, Liberty, you can't escape twice. My opinion, and my opinion alone, no disrespect, that last year SMU should have gotten the invite over Liberty when they knocked off Tulane in the AAC title game. But hey, that's water under the bridge. It's a new season. All right, so that is it. That is my 12-team predicted playoff field unveiled for you, the college football fanatic, the fan, my brothers, my sisters. And the one thing you might have noticed there were some pretty prominent teams that I believe are just going to flame out or not have the seasons a lot of people believe or expect that they will. Really, a lot of people are saying Penn State is going to be a shoo-in, as well as Clemson. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think these teams are going to just struggle a little bit and not live up to expectation. So Clemson, Penn State, USC even perhaps. Like I said, Alabama, I've got them my first team out. I mean, some people have even said, Tennessee should be in the running for a playoff berth. I don't quite get that. I don't, but time will tell. All right. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, my 2024 season premiere episode, which is season 4 here of the channel, and thank you for making it an ongoing success, especially to all of you who have been with me from episode 1. Season 1, I give you a little bit of Sammy Sosa love. All right, from back in the day. I am a Cub fan after all, don't tell anybody, especially down here in the St. Louis area. But thank you for all you've done for the channel and everything that you will continue to do. Please like, share, comment. I can't wait to hear from you. Spread the word. Smash that notification button. That's what you guys say these days. Smash it to get notifications. Subscribe. Next week, I have a very special episode coming your way. I'll be making my annual trek up north to America's Dairyland. I'll be on location in the great state of Wisconsin. I will be joined by a very special guest, and we'll be giving you the 2024 college football season ultimate road trip. Definitely don't want to miss that episode as far as if I have the means and the availability, the funds, right, to travel the entire nation weeks 1 through 14. Hey, this is the game that I want to go see these teams at this location. So you definitely want to make sure to check that out next week. And then after that, I will be doing my bold predictions episode, shortly followed by my Iowa Hawkeye season premiere episode. So a lot on the docket, a lot coming up, but it's great to be back with you. It's great to have college football back. So until next week, enjoy the episode, enjoy the rest of your work week, relax, be safe, have fun, and until then, take care, go black and gold. See ya. Bye-bye.